祝大家新年快乐，恭喜发财。
Chinese New Year is a major celebration in Chinese culture. This holiday marks the beginning of the new year in the ancient lunar calendar that is based upon the moon's cycles. Full of customs and traditions, the origins of Chinese New Year contain a number of legends and folktales. One such legend circles around a terrifying creature called Nian. This is where our story begins. A long time ago, there existed a quiet village. The villagers lived simple, peaceful lives and were generally quite happy. Things would change, however, on the eve of the Lunar New Year, as the villagers began their preparations to hide from what was soon to come. High in the mountains lived a horrible demon creature called Nian. This monster resembled a lion with sharp horns and menacing teeth. Throughout the year, he would sleep soundly until the Lunar New Year arrived, when he would descend upon the village. Nian would devour crops, gobble up livestock, and any child it found would disappear. In fear, the villagers would lock up their homes and hide until Nian had passed. One year, as the fateful day approached, an old beggar entered the village. Seeing everyone locking up their homes, he asked if anyone was willing to offer him a place to stay. The villagers, however, were too concerned with protecting themselves that they paid no attention to the old man. An old woman from the east side of the village saw the poor man. She brought him some food and explained why everyone was in such a panic. She pleaded with the beggar to leave as soon as possible, or else he may suffer a terrible fate. He requested that if she offered him a place to stay for the night, he would reward her by banishing the evil creature. Not convinced, she continued to plead with the man, but in the end, since she feared being left out when Nian arrived, she had no choice but to agree to his proposal. Once midnight arrived, so did Nian. Normally, the village remained completely silent and dark. However, this year, there was something different. At one end of the village, Nian could see lights in the distance. Approaching cautiously, Nian drew closer to the home. Once Nian arrived, it found the home of the old woman had been covered with red papers, and bright light was coming from inside. It began to tremble and growl in fear. Enraged by such unusual and irritating things, Nian charged the front door, but was met by a barrage of loud, intimidating cracks and flashes, stopping Nian in his tracks. Through the smoke, the old man emerged in a bright red gown. He was loudly beating a drum and roaring with laughter at how scared Nian appeared. Overcome with fear, Nian fled away through the dark night. The next day, the villagers emerged from their locked homes and were surprised to discover the village remained untouched. At this moment, the old woman remembered the message from the beggar. She beckoned to the other villagers to examine her home to see what the old man had done to save their village. They were interested to see all of the red papers, lanterns, and burnt bamboo, the cause of the cracking sound and inspiration for modern-day firecrackers. They were quickly enlightened by the fact that these seemingly simple objects had been the same that had scared away Nian and kept their village safe. To celebrate their triumph over the beast, the villagers donned similar bright red outfits and visited neighbors to share the joy. The news quickly spread, and soon after, Nian was no longer a threat to anyone. As the years passed, these traditions were formed, and the fear that the New Year had once caused was replaced with excitement and celebration, and everyone would stay up late to welcome the new year. We wish everyone a very happy Chinese New Year, and we hope that it will be full of prosperity and happiness for all.
Hello, I hope that you're all safe and well, that you're healthy and that you're happy. And I'm sorry that we can't yet again meet today to celebrate a very special festival within our community. Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year or the Spring Festival, marks the beginning of the spring season in the lunisolar calendar, and it marks the end of the winter and the beginning of the spring season. Observation of this festival traditionally takes place from New Year's Eve, and I know many of you will be rushing off to reunion dinners, although maybe on a much smaller scale and just with your own family, your immediate family this year. And it runs all the way through to the Lantern Festival, which is 15 days into the New Year. So the first day of Chinese New Year begins on the new moon that appears between the 21st of January and the 20th of February. And in 2021, the first day of the Chinese New Year is tomorrow, on Friday, the 12th of February. Other countries around the world, other cultures celebrate the festival as well. In Korea, it's known as Seo. In Vietnam, it's known as Tet. So this Lunar New Year is associated with many myths and customs, and the festival was traditionally a time to honour deities, gods, as well as ancestors. Above all, the New Year is a time for a new start. The evening preceding the New Year's Day is frequently regarded as an occasion for families to gather for the annual reunion dinner, and it's also traditionally for every family to thoroughly clean their house in order to sweep away ill fortune and to make way for incoming good luck. Another custom is the decoration of windows and doors with red paper cups and couplets, and popular themes among these couplets and cuts include that of good fortune, of happiness, wealth and longevity, and of course the colour red is associated with luck and joy also. Other activities include lighting firecrackers, giving money in red paper envelopes known as ang pao, and some might be lucky enough to receive these and start the year in a prosperous fashion, and I'm sure that many of the students here are hoping that they will get those too. In 2021 we move into the Year of the Ox, which is aptly called New in Chinese. So the ox, or the New, is the second of the 12-year periodic sequence of animals which appear in the Chinese zodiac. The Year of the Ox follows after the Year of the Rat, and the reason for that is that the rat is the first animal in the zodiac because he jumped from the kind ox's back he was carrying them across the river in the race that all the animals were having to determine the order of the animals in the calendar. So oxen and rats do not get on. The Year of the Ox is followed by the Year of the Tiger. People born in the Year of the Ox are said to be strong, they're said to be reliable, they're said to be fair and conscientious. They inspire confidence in others. They're calm, patient, methodical, and they can be trusted. They can be very opinionated. They believe strongly in themselves. They're also stubborn, and they hate to fail, and they hate to be challenged. So with all of our festivals, Lunar New Year similarly brings and signifies an important transition, an important event, and in this case, a new beginning. And it's fitting that we are emerging from the pandemic with new vaccines and finally some light at the end of this long tunnel in the Year of the Ox. We hope that the Year of the Ox brings with it the patience and the endurance to see us through this difficult time and to emerge strongly. And like the ox of the Chinese zodiac, we should work to inspire confidence in each other and believe strongly in ourselves that we can continue to make it through. I appreciate that times continue to be tough, and we are all, students, families and school staff, working hard to make 2021 a success. So thank you to you all for your continued support and resilience. And I want to wish you all a healthy and prosperous Year of the Ox. May it be auspicious for you and your loved ones, and have a great time in your celebrations. Gongzi Fa Chai.
Here is a little tale about the Chinese zodiac, known as Sheng Xiao, and how the hard-working ox became the second sign of the lunar calendar. Legend tells us there was a great race between the animals to decide the order of the lunar calendar. The finish line lay beyond a vast river, but Ox was up to the task. Before he could set off, however, Rat offered to sing a song of encouragement if he could ride on Ox's back. The kind-hearted Ox agreed, and the unlikely duo forged a path through the waves. Ox crossed the finish line and discovered that Rat had jumped ahead at the last moment, leaving him with second place. Tiger and Rabbit were speedy animals that came third and fourth, with Dragon and Snake following in fifth and sixth positions. Horse and Sheep took seventh and eighth, with Monkey claiming ninth. Finally, Rooster, Dog and Pig filled the last three places. With the race over and the order decided, the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac came into being. In 2021, the Chinese zodiac cycle continues with the Year of the Ox.
气就在你身旁，爱惜亲爱的爹娘，每一段旧时光，原来都是我们最好的珍藏。淡淡的月光，他的小愿望，只是期望你能快乐和安康，牵着你的小手走在秋千上，当呀当他已经白发斑斑，回家的路上思念路弯弯，一路上我绕过多少的期盼，一针一线房子富贵和平安，送到我最想念的小村庄，回忆跟随着岁月细水流长，像一杯红茶等你来品尝，即使味道偶尔会有些平淡，一幕幕来分享不会忘。父亲握在你手掌，珍惜写在你心上，每一段的灿烂，总在我们的心里面荡呀荡。父亲就在你身旁，爱惜亲爱的爹娘，每一段旧时光，原来都是我们最好的珍藏。父亲握在你手掌，珍惜写在你心上，每一段的灿烂，总在我们的心里面荡呀荡。父亲就在你身旁，爱惜亲爱的爹娘，每一段旧时光，原来都是我们最好的珍藏。
来，喝水。
谢谢。
哎，听说最近春节了呀，你家人有没有给你红包啊？
哎，这问到点上了。
哦，哇哦，
来呀，看红包。
你家长给你这么多钱啊？
那是，我家人很大方。哇，
那真棒。所以说家长为什么给你这么多钱呢？
真不知道呀。
家里猫有点多呀，我去扫一下地。
对，使不得。大年初一绝对不能扫地，你呀会把家里的财气、运气通通扫地出门。
那我去倒了垃圾。
哎，不行，就会把家里的福气给带走的。呀，过年好呀！
哎，你好，你怎么穿着黑衣服呢？你家里有人去世了吗？
没有啊，我这是引领潮流。
啊，那现在是春节，你穿黑衣服、白衣服呢，在古代是守丧，就是家里人去世才会穿，所以不太好。
那我回家换件红衣服。
好的，再见。我们一起去放鞭炮吧， Kelly。
放鞭炮？放什么鞭炮？你看到这外面灰蒙蒙的天吗？你是要加重雾霾吗？
可是这是老祖宗留下来的文化呀。
文化归文化，但是现在保护环境也很重要啊。
那我们问一下 Mark 怎么想吧，他肯定也想去放鞭炮。
好呀，我们问问呀。
古时候呢，相传有这样一种怪兽，名字为莲， 年呢以小孩为食，每当初一，也就是一年的第一天，他都会苏醒，然后寻找小孩为食。因此呢，当地的居民也是苦不堪言。但是呢，有一次他们找到了莲的弱点。年呢害怕巨大的声响，也害怕看见红色的东西，这也就是为什么有了放烟花爆竹这类的传统，以此来吓跑年。他们也会在门口贴上红色的对联，给小孩压岁钱，把压岁钱装在一个红包里面，然后压在枕头底下，以此防止孩子被年吃掉。后来相传呢，年这种动物也是最终被打败了，而放烟花爆竹、给小孩红包、贴对联等习俗却是因此流传了下来。当今社会，人们仍在用这一种方式来庆祝，以及寓意着人们对新的一年的美好向往，也是表达了中国劳动人民避灾折福的美好愿望。
挂在门前随风摇，喜气洋洋，好运会报到。
天天年糕一层又一层越高，今夜一定会步步升高。
张灯结彩的热闹，鞭炮声响彻云霄，新年浓浓的味道来到。
不管男女或老少，团圆饭已准备好，一家人聚在一起最美好。说声恭喜恭喜，今年比去年好呀！恭喜恭喜，财到福到运到，恭喜恭喜，说一声新年好呀！恭喜恭喜，好运靠近嘞，好运飘呀飘呀飘呀飘呀飘，大家乘风而已。好运飘呀飘呀飘呀飘呀飘，抓紧它送给你。
冬天已到尽头，正是好的消息，温暖的春风就要吹醒大地。恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！冬天已到尽头，正是好的消息，温暖的春风就要吹醒大地。恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀！恭喜恭喜恭喜你！好好的雪融结，眼看梅花吐蕊，漫漫长夜过去，听到一声鸡啼。恭喜恭喜恭喜！
新年快乐，恭喜发财！
Joyeux Nouvel An chinois, 恭喜发财。
恭喜发财！
祝 James 大家庭新年快乐！
恭喜发财，身体健康。
恭喜发财！
Wahestari nini orang tua kongsi pacar.
恭喜发财！
Nawatakia ninyi wote mwaka mpya wenye heri na fanaka. Gongsi Fasai.
Selamat Tahun Baru Cina， 恭喜发财！
新年快乐，恭喜发财！
新年快乐，恭喜发财！恭喜发财，欢欢喜喜，万事如意。
Senghebo mani patuseo，
恭喜发财！
新年快乐，心想事成，年年有余，身体健康 ，everybody。
Cina bertanding watercolor， 恭喜发财
Selamat Tahun Baru Cina, 恭喜发财。
Xin chào, chúc mừng năm mới.
恭喜发财！
恭喜发财！